Mania is a disorder with characteristics such as an elevated mood, heightened energy levels, and is usually associated with a inflated sense of grandiosity. In the process to understand mania, we have to first understand its symptoms, causes, and treatments. And also, what I can share is my personal experience on how mania affects an individual in their everyday real life. Mania can manifest itself in many different ways, some of which are much more severe than others. Here are some common symptoms. An elevated mood. Individuals might feel a sense of euphoria or feeling extra happy for extended periods of time. Increased energy. There's often a significant boost of energy, which can lead to hyperactivity and restlessness. Decreased need for sleep. People who are experiencing mania might find little need to sleep without losing the lack of energy. Racing thoughts. Your thoughts can vary and change so fast that it becomes very tough to focus. Impulsivity. Partaking in reckless spending sprees, driving reckless, or engaging in risky behavior. Grandiosity. An inflated sense of self-esteem or unrealistic beliefs in one's capabilities. Irritability. While mood is often elevated, one can become irritable and agitated. The cause of mania is not well understood, but there are several factors that are attributed to increasing its development, such as the genetic side, where a family history of mood disorders can affect an individual through that. Brain chemistry might also play a note with the different receptors in each of us and how our brain communicates with itself through neurotransmitting. Second to last, we have environmental stressors. A traumatic incident or time period in someone's life, when they go through it, can trigger manic episodes. Last but not least, substance use. Not only can substance use start the mania, but using substances can alter your brain, which alters your brain chemistry, and therefore you can have different effects go on through substance abuse further than just the substance. So there we have the symptoms and causes of mania. Next up is the impact mania has on individuals and the ones around them, which can be pretty substantial. Relationships can suffer. Marriages, relationships with family, boyfriend, girlfriends, even just plain old friends can feel the toll true mania has on somebody. With all of the restlessness and hyperactivity, the second most important place that's affected by mania is work and school. So many of us have ADHD to begin with, and then if you're unlucky enough to have manic tendencies, you're even less able to focus. So completing everyday tasks and just doing the simple expectations in a classroom or at work can become very difficult. Along with family and friends and work and school, is pretty good at creating legal and financial situations. I don't know how I walked away from my mania with less trouble, but I did get a felony during that time. I have had charges during those times. Like, I always say that mania is a hell of a drug. That's my dumb little joke about it. Last but not least are the treatments for mania. Mood stabilizers, antipsychotics, and sometimes antidepressants can be used to help treat or stabilize mania. Psychotherapy. Now, I'm always one who advocates talk therapy, but you might have to go a little bit further to deal with some stuff and retrain yourself and work on what's in your brain along with the other symptoms to try and combat the mania. And my favorite, lifestyle modifications. Yes, I still need my medicine daily to keep my brain where I need it to be, but when my brain is at that place from the medication and I keep up on my sleep, a healthy diet, drink lots of water, don't live too sedentary of a life, get up and move. These are all lifestyle contributions that have a huge effect on mania, at least for me. I can only talk about my story, but I know those things right there really changed my life. Understanding mania is crucial for the individual and the individuals around said person. Understanding the symptoms, having an idea of the causes, and a toolbox for treatment, we can have a great effect on our level of mania and therefore having a much better effect on those individuals around us, which I believe snowballs into being able to make better life choices, like getting the right amount of sleep and drinking enough water and having a healthy diet. So as a conclusion, mania is a bitch and it was hell, but it can be treated. Now that I'm through more of the technical part and the meat and potatoes, I can share some of my manic experience where, holy cow, so I was always plus or minus something of 250 through late high school into my early 20s, and I have photos that when I get to edit, figure out how to edit better, I'll do a video with those photos, but I have the photos of the scales I stood on, because in my mania I was taking photos, a lot of photos, but I saw myself go from 250 pounds to 297 pounds, and then I think it was like 9 months after that or less, I have the lowest recorded picture is 173 pounds. I lost 124 pounds from the Mania diet. I couldn't sleep. I was constantly on my feet. I couldn't keep a job, so I couldn't afford the belt changes, so I eventually got suspenders, and even then, what kicked in was a form of OCD and ADHD that was all spun by mania, and I wore specific suspenders on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I had Red Suspender Wednesday. Like, everything had become a catchphrase. And instead of ADHD, I joke I have ADMD, because the amount of energy, it's beyond hyper. It's like, it's mania. It's hard to say. I pretty much lost a marriage over it and drug use. But what kickstarted my mania was when I convinced a private psychiatrist to, after years, prescribe Adderall. Xanax and Adderall, of course. So that really started the ball. I was so manic, like the engaging in risky behavior, like I had bad choices up the wazoo that were risky, and like I said, I'm glad I'm not dead or in prison. So, thank you for joining me. There's a little bit about Mania. I'm gonna soon do kind of a Mania versus depression meat and potatoes video. So if you like what you see, please hit that thumbs up for my algorithm. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to this channel at My Everyday Life Struggles, and I'm going to keep coming to you opening up about my battle and the knowledge I have on mental health issues and what we can do to bring awareness to them. So, thank you very much, and I hope everybody has a great day.